I'm not going to mention the name on the top of that paper, the school district name, just because of privacy. But it is for the 2012-2013 school year. And that very first page, sorry, the second page, it says general fund balance for 2012-2013 for that particular school district is what? This is according to the PDE, 167,000.
Negative.
Yeah, negative 176,000. All right. As of June 30th, 2015, I have that at the bottom. It's negative 147,000. So the sky's pretty much fallen on this district. Do you agree?
Yeah, the sky's full. Yeah.
All right. They also have a. Let's look at the next page. Western Wayne School District, 2012-2013, right? We have a fund balance of, where is it? Must not have printed. Oh, yes.
$4,500, right?
No, fund balance is bigger than that for 2012-2013.
Oh, okay, sorry.
For, it might not have printed.
Is it on the back?
Should have been, but it may not have printed. I apologize. It's somewhere around 800,000. All right? All right, so.
That was last year's fund balance.
This is for 2012.
2013, $800,000.
So we have two districts that I'm trying to compare. One that is in dire straits, right? Another district, which is ours, which we have a fund balance in 2012-2013 of, I believe it was 800,000.
It's like 1.5 million.
Did you see that where?
Nah, I just know the numbers.
Okay, great, that's even better. All right,
It was 844 for last year.
okay. So where I'm going with that is that in 2012-2013, we only raised the taxes 1.7%, okay? And here you are looking for a 2.4.
No, we're not looking
No,
for
No,
2.4.
no, no, the max out,
Right,
correct?
right.
So that gives us a buffer between 0 and 2.4, right?
Correct.
So it holds our feet to the fire at 2.4. Where I'm going with this is that we have the district that I'm not going to mention is in dire straits. We actually lost an administrator of this school district to that district with only education experience. Right? This board has a unique situation, in my opinion. We have a CPA at the end. We have Ms. Emmett, who has extensive business knowledge, and we have you from finance. We're sitting in a situation that is far better than that district that I just referenced. I don't see why there even needs to be a possibility of a 2.4% income tax increase when we have a $4.5
I
million.
think this is a formality, Rose, could you mention it? It has to do with when we have to submit our budget. If we don't pass this, then.
Right, there's a timeline under Act 1,
Mhm.
which is Act 1 of 2006. And there are certain things that have to be done in certain months, and for this motion, it has to be done in January. To decide, the board has to decide if they will stay within the index.
Mhm.
We don't put a formal budget together.
Mhm.
We just say that we will not raise our taxes above the Act 1 index, which for us is 2.4.
Mhm.
If we didn't pass this index, or this resolution, then we would be doing a proposed preliminary budget for this meeting, which would say that we are going to tax 2.4 plus additional. We will either additional through either exceptions through the state, which are for retirement. Special ed is one that we possibly could be eligible for. But you can only do that proposed preliminary budget if you plan on going above the 2.4. If you're not planning on going above the 2.4, then this is the only other option at this point in January during the Act 1 timeline, is to pass this resolution to stay within the index. You're not saying that you're gonna tax at 2.4, you're saying you're gonna go anywhere from 0 to 2.4. But it is clear that in the month of January, this has to be done.
And the resolution could never be written as such that there is a 0 tax increase.
No.
That opportunity
It is two
will
options.
come down the road.
It's a proposed preliminary budget, where we do a full budget right now, or we do a resolution to say we will not go above that index. That's the resolution that comes from the state. It's part of the Act 1 of 2006 guidelines.
we have a process from now until May
Mhm.
to build the budget. And if it happens to come out at 0, it will come out at 0. If it gets, at this point, A, we don't know what the state's gonna give us for this current year, let alone next year. And, you know, we have to be.
That's a narrative that's been going on
Yeah.
for as long as I've been sitting on either side
Sure.
of this table.
Yeah, but it is a situation where we have to actually build, this is the formality saying we're not gonna go above the 2.4. It doesn't say we're gonna do 2.4, it doesn't say we're going to do 1, it doesn't say we're gonna do 0.
I clearly
It
understand.
does say that we're not gonna go
Go above
for to go above it,
Yeah.
which we've done the last 2 years.
I-
Because
We do start budgeting though with 2.4% increase though. When we go in next month, we're starting under the assumption that we would go 2.4, correct?
No,
No,
I start
no,
my
not at all.
budgeting with
Well,
this
do
year's
the-
taxes.
We start at 0.
I start at 0
You
and
start at
see
0.
if we can, we don't have to go above. I mean, that's how I start my budgeting for
Okay,
here.
because
I
the
don't
only
go
reason
to
I ask is,
2.4.
Roger,
She'll
you and
spend
I
what we have now.
discussed numerous times with the escalators that we face with higher pension rates that are gonna cap out in 2021 and higher health insurance rates that we know are going to come. So that was the reason why my premise was, are we budgeting at 2.4?
No.
We're gonna build the
I
budget.
understand, I wanted to ask though, because this is the most questions we've actually asked on the budget.
Yeah, but
in
these
the
were
last
already
2.5.
answered, work session and months
No, it
prior
wasn't.
to
It
this.
was not, it was
We're
never
gonna-
asked.
AJ,
we're
you
gonna-
know,
We're gonna build
let's
it.
not waste any
we're
time,
gonna
this is a
build an
work
expen-
session deal.
Yeah, we're gonna build an expenditure budget and then back into the revenue. That's what we do. So right now, we don't know, there's no underlying thought of what the tax increase is gonna be or not be. We're gonna see what our expenditures are, and then we're gonna see how and if we can fund them. And then, and that's how the budget process works, and that's why it takes 4 months. We have 4 months to go between now and the end of May when we adopt the preliminary budget. But what we're saying tonight is, you know, no matter what, we're not gonna go above 2.4.
I understand that fully. I just hope that when we go to hammer out these details that, and Ms. Emmett had told me on the phone the other day that we're around 37 million with a $3 or $4 million bond, is that correct? That's what I thought you said. So we're gonna work out the 2015-16 budget will be around 40 million, 41 million, is that not correct? And what we spoke on the phone?
Yeah.
So with that 41 million, a $4.5 million fund balance, we're sitting much prettier than we were in 2012, 2013. I don't see why we even, I hope we can entertain no tax increase as the time comes.
Nobody wants to see a tax
Yeah,
increase.
and that's where we're gonna start.
Well, it's, like I said, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna start.
And Mr. Adams made a good point at the work session, that if we didn't do what we did the last couple of years and go to the extent by using the healthcare and pension plan, that we would have been broke a long time ago, and we would have been borrowing money already to get through this year. So it's a big picture,
That's
it's
all
not
well
just,
good.
it's not just a year to year, it's
That's all well and good, but the district that I just mentioned, that I will not
Mid-Valley, yeah,
mention,
Mid-Valley,
they're sitting
Mid-Valley.
in a
It's
horrible
public knowledge,
situation.
Mid-Valley.
They're sitting in a horrible situation.
Yeah, so is All Forge, and a lot of
Okay.
other school districts that really didn't raise
But they didn't
taxes.
go away. The state didn't come in. All of these things that have been,
When you go and vote in the spring, vote for the people that didn't do nothing for this educational budget in Pennsylvania. That's all.
Mhm.
Just get rid of them, and that's a chance for us to have an opportunity to get the funding we need without raising local taxes to get the job done in education for our children.
Okay, but the motion has been made and seconded. Are you okay, Roger?
yeah.
Budget has been made. Motion has been made and seconded.
What'd you say?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Who voted no? 2? Okay. Any abstaining? Motion carries and a vote of 7-2. May I have a motion for item number 18, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education accept the audit report of the Western Maine School District for the year ended June 30th, 2015, as prepared by Brian T. Kelly, Sr.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No.
Any abstaining? Motion carries, a vote of 7-2. May I have a motion for item number 14, please?
I move that the Board of Education approve the recommendation of the business manager to designate a portion of our ending 2014-15 fund balance to manage future budgets as per governmental accounting standards. Board statement number 54, or GASB 54, committed $1,476,877, assigned $1,928,128, unassigned $1,181,074.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Just clarify that this is more hoops that, what is it, the state government or is the federal government makes
This
us
is,
jump through?
and, the GASB 54 is an IRS.
It's an IRS, so
Yeah,
it's a
more
federal.
federal.
More,
guideline.
more federal government bureaucracy, I think we could politely put it. Thank you.
We got it here.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed?
No.
Are there any abstaining? Motion carries and a vote to 8-1. May I have a motion for item number 15, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve a donation of the board treasurer's salary in the amount of $500 to the Olga and Dorothea Destin Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, $500 to the Western Wayne Education Foundation, and $500 to the Western Wayne Junior Wildcats. And before we vote on the motion, I just want to explain the donations, and I'm going to continue in the same vein that Mr. Gershie had done as our previous treasurer in donating back the salary. I felt that splitting the donations up into those three pieces, I'll always continue to donate the salary to an education fund. I chose the Education Foundation at this time. I feel the football program, the Junior Wildcats, is a great program. They're a nonprofit. There's good people running that program. I am going to be impartial with future donations. I want to keep it within the school district in our youth programs, scholastically. And the Destin Animal Shelter is a critical part of being a former board member of Destin. They provide a great service to our county, Pike County, in controlling the pet population. And in conjunction with that, I'm looking to form a closed corner set up at the two elementary schools, along with hopefully at the middle school, where we can donate clothes to the school, have a day set up once a month where children can basically, choose clothing for free or at a reduced, monetary donation. And Destin, who has the Cat's Pajamas, which is a thrift store, has graciously given us some startup inventory. And as time goes on, I'm going to work on getting that set up, hopefully within the next month or so. So I just wanted to explain why I donated where. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank you and Mr. Gershie, because it's a very nice thing to give that money back.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any additional comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 16, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education agree to reimburse the secretaries and paraprofessionals for half of the total cost for all clearances and background checks as required by law for employment in the school district. Employees will be required to complete a district reimbursement request form and turn in all receipts with this form to the business office for the reimbursement to be fulfilled. This agreement coincides with the WWESPA 2013-2020 contract.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Are there any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 17, please?
Recommend the Board of Education allow the Technology Department to apply for E-rate funding to purchase 9 Cisco switches, 51 wireless access points, and 10 uninterrupted power supplies. If we receive the award, E-rate funding will cover approximately 77% of the $37,826.50 cost of the listed items above. Final purchase will be contingent on receiving E-rate funding, which is a grant. I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Nichols? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Are there any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 18, please?
I recommend we approve the following overnight trips and chaperones for the 2015-16 school year. First robotics event, March 4th through 6th, 2016, Mount Olive High School, Mount Olive, New Jersey. 9 students, 2 advisors, $170 in approximate cost. Advisors are Mr. Brian Landry and Mr. Marty O'Hora. The second one is another first robotics event from April 1st to the 3rd, 2016, in Bridgewater High School, Bridgewater, New Jersey, with again 9 students and 2 advisors, with the same exact cost as the first event, with the same advisors.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Are there any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 19A, please?
I move that the Board of Education approve the following personnel to be added to the district substitute list for the 2015-16 school year per Certification Act 24, 34, 151, 114, 153, 168 guidelines, employment eligibility verification, U.S. Department of Justice contingent upon receipt clearances, Linda Amos, guest teacher, Robert Amos, guest teacher, David Carney, guest teacher, and Mary Sandy Watson, area certification.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 19B, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint the following to the listed coaching positions for the 2015-2016 school year at the salary listed in the professional employees contract. Mr. President, I would like number 2 to be not voted on in a body with numbers 1, 3, and 4. I would hope that that would be entertained.
Yeah, we can split that motion.
So my motion will be amended to say, recommended the board appoint the following listed coaching positions for the 2015-16 school year at the salary listed, numbers 1, 3, and 4.
Okay.
I'll second. Jeff,
Was it
Jeff second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously.
I move that the Board of Education appoint the following to the listed coaching position for the 2015-16 school year at the salary listed in the professional employees contract. Kenneth Rizzi, baseball assistant, $3,306.
I'll second that.
Can we roll call vote on that, please?
Is there only one? We'll just vote it.
Just
Yes
vote
or
it.
no?
Yeah, just vote it.
Just vote it,
Just
yes
vote
or
it.
no?
Yeah.
Bernice, did you vote, second that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I would like a chance to express.
Yeah, motion has been made,
I just have-
seconded. Any questions? Go ahead.
I personally do not know Kenneth Rizzi. I personally have no problem with him. My problem comes with I don't know very much, has been informed of any other assistant coaches. And so, and with my belief of not voting for nepotism, my vote here is going to be no. That's why I'm voting no.
Any other questions or comments?
I'll just piggyback off what Mr. Ensign said here.
Okay.
Hence why I made the motion to exclude Mr. Rizzi from the body of coaches that were approved in the before mentioned item. And again, due to nepotism, I will be voting no as well.
Where is the nepotism?
My mother is the athletic director.
His mother isn't one of the 9 of us that's gonna vote to hire.
Yeah, that's what
So nepotism.
When nepotism is there, her mother.
What I would like to know, was there any other application? Yes or no?
This was opened up at the beginning of the school year, and Tim just got appointed as well. We started out with no applications at all, and then we ended up having the Bondo brothers to get the head coach.
I put in for 4 of them. I never got called. Softball assistant, baseball head coach, baseball assistant, varsity. I never got called, never, so I applied. I coached for the last 4 years for West Wayne. And I never got an interview, never got a call or nothing. But I heard they picked the coaches already, so.
Well, I guess I have to apologize to you.
Yeah, I did. I put in.
We don't sit in on an interview.
They know that I coach, Mr. Ensign knows I coach.
Maybe we should
Mr.
have committees
Gudezi.
in sports and everything else.
I believe there was a
yeah.
young man from Lakeland who was also interested in coaching baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, I put in for the 4 coaching positions and never
I
got,
apologize because,
Perhaps if the
This is what
athletic
we get
director
when we
was
don't
required to be at
interview
these meetings, she could
parties.
explain why it is that Mr. Akavich never got a call back.
I've been waiting, Mr. Barrett knows, he interviewed me. I coached for the last 4 years, correct?
Not this current guy.
No.
Yeah, there was no interview, I interviewed last year, but not this year, like for 3 years I interviewed, but then this year, I applied for it and, like you said about getting an opportunity
Yeah.
to be a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave up my time with the program and for the head coaching position for softball, that's,
Let's just table this. We won't make a decision on it tonight.
okay,
We'll just
table that.
sounds like a good
Table
idea.
this.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Just so we can get to the bottom of that.
okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, may I have a motion for item number 19C, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint the following to the listed coaching position for the 2016-2017 school year at the salary listed in the professional employees contract. Nicole Musabit, sorry if I, girls soccer 7th and 8th, $2,000 and $149, sorry.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?